What's up, guys? Back here with another video. This is my 22 Ram, and I installed a Max Track lift kit. This is a 4-inch spindle, and I have a 2-inch spacer in there for a total of 6 inches. The kit came with a new brake line. Has a longer brake line. It's a lot nicer too. And that's it there. I already installed this side, so I'm gonna go ahead and record me doing the other side. All right. All right, so I got the caliper off, and there's gonna be a bolt on the rotor here. It's gonna be a T30. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off. It's not on tight at all. That's all it is, a small bolt. Just holding on the rotor. And the rotor comes right off. Alright, I got the tie rod out. I got the ball joint at the bottom loose. And I'm gonna go ahead and loosen up the top here. Once I have these loose, I'm gonna go ahead and get the hammer and hit them out. I'm leaving the nuts on so when I hit them out, the spindle don't just drop to the floor. Alright, now you want to go ahead and get the sensor off, because you don't want to leave that on because you're going to end up ripping it right off. This is going to be a 5mm Allen key. Got that taken off. Pull that out. Go ahead and move it out the way. Now that you got the control arm loose here and the ball joint loose, you want to go ahead and hit it with a hammer. And then eventually this should drop. And once you do that, just unbolt it and take it out. You won't be needing this anymore, so you can discard that. That's not going to be going on. Stubborn doesn't want to come out. There we go. Should have seen how much hammering I was doing when the camera wasn't on. I just made that look easy. All right, now that I got that popped off, let's go ahead and get the spindle off. Got that bolt off, and it just slides right down. For this being a brand new truck, this spindle is not looking good. They should have at least painted this or did something for it to stay looking good. Well, it's a good thing we're changing it. See ya! Got that off, now let's go ahead and get the top bolts out. There goes my neighbor shooting again. Nothing like living out in the country. That's 2. Got 1 more bolt. There's 3 bolts at the top. And that's 3. That's the 3rd bolt. All right, let's get this shock out. All right. All right, so this is a Moto Fab spacer. I already had these before I bought the kit. So I ended up buying the kit separate instead of buying the whole thing together because I already had the spacers for the top. But this is a 2-inch spacer. It's supposed to be a 7-inch kit, but I wanted the front just about a 1/2 inch shorter than the rear because when I tow the trailer with the side-by-side, I don't want it sagging, looking like my truck's trying to pee or something. So there you go. At least now when I tow the trailer, it should be level. So let's go ahead and tighten down these bolts and put it onto the shock. All right, so this spacer just sits right at the top like this. And there you go, you just added 2 inches. You want to go ahead and put the bolts in at the top. Once you get the bolts screwed in, just go ahead and tighten them down. All right, I had to get me a refreshment. Let's keep going. All right, so now we got the spacer on the top. Also, for whatever reason, since this is technically a 7-inch kit and I made it a 6, I have a 3-inch spacer in case afterwards the front is way much lower than the rear, but for my measurements, I should be fine. So let's go ahead and put this back. All right, we got that bottom bolt back in. Let's go ahead and tighten up the top. All right, we got that in. Let's put the nut on the bottom of the shock bolt. All right, now let's go grab the spindle and get the new wheel bearing on. Right here. All right, so here's the new spindle. You can see the difference here. There's the stock one, there's the new one. You can see how the wheel bearing goes from up here to down here now. The spindle is the same size, just the wheel bearing placement is different. Just go ahead and get that in. All right, so I got the wheel bearing put on. Now I just gotta tighten up the bolts. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this bottom ball joint in. Then I'm gonna get the control arm in. All right, got the top in. I'm gonna go ahead and jack up the lower control arm so I can get the upper control arm in. All right, I got the lower ball joint tightened up. Let's go ahead and tighten up the control arm.
Daddy,
Yeah.
can you open this cup?
Yeah, hold on.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, I got the bottom shock bolt in, top bolts in, got the lower ball joint in. Let's go ahead and put the tie rod in. So now I'm gonna go ahead and put the sensor back in. All right, let's go ahead and get the rotor put on. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and change out the brake line. Time to make a mess. I got a towel in here so I don't get all that brake fluid all over the place. I'm gonna go ahead and pressure wash it once I'm done, but still wanted to make sure I don't get fluid everywhere. So I got this top bolt off. Now I need to disconnect the line in the back and go ahead and pull that line out. got the line in the back tightened up, and they give you this bracket to put onto the new brake line. So let's go ahead and put that on. Gotta try to get this bolt off, but the copper washer is stuck on it. All right, got it off. Let's go ahead and put the new one on. There's the new copper washer. That gives you two new ones. One for the top and one for the bottom. All right, let's go ahead and put the caliper back on. Alright, I got the brake line installed. Now I gotta put the little brackets on it to keep it from moving around. Got one for the brake line. And one that goes around the sensor. Then there's a spot on the spindle that you can screw them into. And we have one more for this side. All right, so here's one of the brackets for the sensor cable. And here's the other one with the new, here's the new brake cable. Caliper cable. And then they give you these two brackets to put here for both cables to keep it from going anywhere. All right, it's looking like I'm done. Oh yeah. So you really don't do no work now. You don't even look like a squatter. All right, so I got it all done. Here's the finished product. It looks crazy right now because the back hasn't been lifted yet. So stay tuned for the rear end installation. Here's the front. It's a lot higher now. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.